Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The presentation of this amendment in early October reflects for the first time since March some flexibility on the part of the administration. We heard, as part of the debate on the stopgap budget we passed 2 weeks ago to help our struggling human services agencies, that the administration's tax proposals had remained static, without change, since the governor's March 6 State of the State address. We heard from our appropriations chairman, and he recited the details. A PIT proposal of 3.7%, 6.6% was a sales tax proposal, an expansion of the scope of the sales tax to tax more items, and Marcellus tax at the same rates, even though the market price of natural gas has dropped precipitously. That was the proposal on March 6th, and that was the proposal in late September. I listened carefully to see if a single Democratic leader stood to refute any of that, and not a single one did. So, today's amendment, which finally reflects some change from March 6th, is a welcome development. But as you study this proposal, this amendment, and listen to the debate, it's clear that the administration is only delaying the larger tax increases it proposed by scaling those back for the short term. But you can hear it in the arguments that we'll have this, we'll be revisiting these proposals in the longer term. We, the legislature, passed a responsible budget back on June 30th. The arguments we heard back in June were that we used smoke and mirrors, Band-Aids, and Scotch tape, that we were robbing Peter to pay Paul in order to balance the budget. But go back a few years. Those were the same arguments we heard in 2011 when we were faced with a $4.3 billion deficit. They told us that the wheels were going to fall off the wagon, that we were robbing Peter to pay Paul, that none of it made sense, and it was all smoke and mirrors. And we got through. Pennsylvania got through. There was pain because of that budget deficit of $4.3 billion, but we got through. The same arguments were raised in 2012, smoke and mirrors, robbing Peter to pay Paul, but Pennsylvania got through. We heard it again in 2013 and again in 2014, but Pennsylvania survived. And today we hear it again. Smoke and mirrors, holding it together with Band-Aids and Scotch tape. The citizens of Pennsylvania ask us to live within our means, to keep their taxes down. And we've tried to do that, and we succeeded, but the governor vetoed the bill. The administration now shows some flexibility, finally, and we're asked to jump at it. While I welcome the shift in attitude, I think the administration can do better. I think we can all do better. I think the leadership on the Republican and Democratic sides in the House and the Senate can do better. We can get a better end result for our citizens. It's our job to do that. I suggest we vote against this amendment, send this back to the bargaining table, and come up with a good product for our citizens. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.